Okay, so we're moving on to decimal set G, exponent of 10. So quick review. If you have 10 to the power 0, it's 1. Yeah. 10 to the power 1 is 10. Now, for this one, remember, any positive number to the power 0, whether it's 8 to the power 0, 9 to the power 0, they all become 1. Yeah. Right. So the question is, to this little review of mine, that is it only applicable to any positive number? Not necessarily. Even if it's a negative number, like negative 8 to the power 0, it will be equal to 1. Okay? So obviously, negative 8 as a bracketed number to the power 0 will be equal to 1. So why so? Let me break it down for you. So look at this. It's going to be covered in number system as well, but just remember that when you have something like 8 to the power 2, for example, and 8 to the power 2, it kind of, you know, this one at the bottom becomes this on the top. So exponents is a higher level studies, not really covered in 8th grade. Yeah. So hence you get this, and actually this cancels to give you 1. So whether it is negative 8 as a bracket, yeah, to the power 2 upon negative 8 to the power 2, like that, it's basically negative 8 to the power 2 minus 2, yeah, which is negative 8 to the power 0, which is equal to 1, because it cancels to give you 1. So that's the logic behind, this number to the power 0 is equal to 1. The only thing you can't, the only exception is 0 to the power 0, which is a meaningless quantity. Yeah, meaningless quantity. Anyway, so coming back to the picture out here, the review of exponents. So 10 to the power 1 is 10, 10 to the power 2 is 100. Yeah, remember that. 10 to the power 3 is 1000, and so on and so forth. Okay, yeah. So out here, it's 20 into 10,000. So that's how you look at it, which is nothing but 200,000. Yeah, got it. 5 zeros. That one is 2.3 into 1,000. And so you have one jump, second jump, and third jump. So there'll be two more zeros. So it'll be 2,300. That one is 3.03 into 100, because 10 squared is 100. So that's 303. Yeah. That one is 7.77 into 10,000. Right. So you already got two jumps and then two more zeros. So 777 and two zeros, right? Okay. So that's 77,700. Okay. Okay. It's 10,000. So there'll be four jumps actually. So two jumps out here, one and two. Yeah. One and two, and then two more zeros. So that's what I did. Okay. Now this is 1.003 into 10 to the power 5, which is five zeros. Yeah. And so basically, three zeros would cover these three decimal places, and then you have two more zeros. So it's 1003, and then two more zeros. So it's like 100,300, 100,300. Okay, that one is 5 million. Yeah, one, two, three, four, five, six, divided by 10,000. Yeah, so clearly the decimal point jumps back to the left. 2, 3, 4. It stops here. So you got 500 as the answer. Okay, 500. So in other words, you could literally, because it's all zeros, you could literally write this down as 500, 5 million, like that. Yeah, six zeros, remember, divided by 10,000. Yeah, four zeros. So cancel out these four zeros with these four, you end up getting 500. That's another way of solving it if it's all zeros. Anyway, so then we have 900,000 divided by, so 900,000 divided by 1,000. Yeah. So it becomes 900 because the decimal point jumps back 3 times, stops here. So that's 900. Okay. 8, 9, 10. Okay. So 200,000, yeah, divide by 5 zeros, 5 zeros. So it goes back 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you end up getting 2. Yeah. 6.3408 divided by 100. So it goes back 1 and 2. So that'll be 0 here and dot here. So you have 0.063408 as your outcome. And then finally, you have 200.03003 divided by 1,000. And so you have basically 1, 2, and 3. So dot comes here, 0.200003. Okay, so that's your number. And then we have fill in the blank. So we are working on the exponents, right? So those people who are confused about the exponent and the powers. So what we are entering out here, this entire number is an exponential number. Yeah. And this box out here is really called the power, or uh, and the topic which includes exponents and powers is called indices. Indices. I think indices is the right pronunciation. Okay. Anyway, so all they're asking is 1,000 is 10 to the power what? So it's 10 to the power 3. Okay. 100 is 10 to the power what? It's 10 to the power 2. 1 into 10 is basically 10, right? Right. So that's 10 to the power 1. Okay. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So 2 into 4 zeros. Okay. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So it's 3 into 10 to the power 5. Yeah. That's 100 into 100. That's 10,000. So that's 10 to the power 4. And then you got, okay, this one is going to be confusing because first you need to understand the outcome of that one. So that one is 0.02 into 1,000. So you jump 1, 2, and 3. So you have another 0 and a dot. So basically it is 20, correct? Yeah. 0.02 into 1,000 is 20. Once you get 20, so that's written as 2 into 10, right? 20. So that's 10 to the power 1. Okay. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So 3 into 10 to the power 4. Now again, we got another confusing one. So 0.2 into 1,000 is 200. How? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 200. And 200 is written as 2 into 100, which is 2 into 10 to the power 2. So that's 2 out here. And then that one is basically 5, right? So 0.005 into 1,000 is 5. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So it's 5. And 5 can be written as 5 into 1. And that 1 can be written as 10 to the power 0. Remember, 10 to the power 0 is 1. So that'll be 0. A tricky question asked in the end. So that's it with fill in the blanks. And we have complete the patterns. So this is a pattern that you can see. You have 35. It gets divided by 10, becomes 3.5. It gets divided by 10 again, it becomes 0.35. It gets divided by 10 again, it becomes 0.035. And then it gets divided by 10 again, so it becomes 0.0035. That's the pattern. That's how you need to work it. So out here, if you see, the pattern is 3 gets multiplied by 100, becomes 300. So again, 300 gets multiplied by 100, it becomes 30,000. Yeah. 30,000 gets multiplied by 100, so it becomes 3 million. Yeah. And 3 million gets multiplied by 100, so it becomes 300 million. Got it? Now, you got 770,000 divided by 10 and becomes 77,000. So 770,000 divided by 10 becomes 77,000. Yeah. 77,000 divided by 10 becomes 7,700. 7,700 divided by 10 becomes 770. And then finally you got 77. Now this one, if you look at this and this, 15 gets divided by 100 becomes 0.15. 0.15 gets divided by 100 becomes 0.0015. So obviously we're expecting 4 zeros before the 15, like that. And out here, obviously, if this number gets divided by this number, gets divided by 100 and becomes 15, so obviously we have 1500 out here. Make sense? Okay. And finally, you have 90 gets multiplied by 100 becomes 9,000. Yeah. 9,000 gets multiplied by 100. So what we have is 5 zeros, which makes it 900,000. 900,000 gets multiplied by 100. So you have 7 zeros, and 7 zeros is 90 million. So that's the multiplication part which is taking place out here. So, and the multiplication is by 100. Yeah, by 100. So whatever this number out here is going to be by 100. So 0.9 into 100 gives you 1 and 2, 90. Okay, so then the question is for these two, because the first three were pretty straightforward. Yeah, you could understand that this was getting divided by 10, this was getting multiplied by 100, and this one was getting divided by 10. So we could understand the first three, but for the last two, you need to really form an equation if you want to figure it out. Like, it gets for the D1, you know that it gets divided by 100, but then what about the first one? How do we get the first one, right? So for the first one, let it be x, okay? We know that it gets divided by 100 to give you 15. So you rewrite this expression as x divided by 100 is equal to 15, and then you multiply 100 on both sides and you get 1500. You know what I mean? That's how you can find out this bracket out here. And similarly the last one as well. So you know that for the last one, after getting multiplied by 100, you get this, right? So x, again, let it be x into 100 gives you 90. Yeah. So you divide by 100 on both sides. So what you get is x is equal to 90 by 100, which is 0.9. And that's how you get your value of x out here. And with that, we're done with this worksheet as well. Stay tuned and we'll be working on more worksheets soon. Thank you.